Welcome to the Beachwood Business Compass Podcast, where we connect businesses with insight, tools, and opportunities to continue to support their business growth here within the city of Beachwood. Did you know that over 1 million businesses have used small business development centers? It's an incredible number of businesses, and 70% of those clients have also seen revenue growth within their business and have created jobs. Joining me today is Katie Van Dyke with the CSU Small Business Development Center here at Cleveland State University. Welcome, Katie. I'm looking forward to our dialogue today. We're going to talk a little bit about what is it that the SBDC does to support businesses. And I'm overwhelmed by the number of resources that you bring to the table to really offer a one-on-one opportunity to connect with business owners.
Thank you so much for having me today, Kathy.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let me just give you a little bit of history on the Small Business Development Center. There are about 25 of us, different centers throughout Ohio, 3 here in Northeast Ohio. It's a national organization, so we do have the America's SBDC that we are a part of. And the nice thing is, wherever you are, whatever county you live in, you have an SBDC near you.
That is great. And I know there's several counselors with each of those SBDC centers, and you even have some unique mentoringship programs. Is that correct, that are available to businesses through those centers?
We do. And we also have a lot of other resources that we partner with. We have an export assistance network that is actually a part of Cleveland State as well. We have a sister center that helps people with government contracting. And we we work with SCORE, which is another really good organization. They have retired mentors that we kind of help our clients work with as well. And then we have really successful entrepreneurs that we've worked with in the past that reach out to us and want to help mentor, new clientele.
Absolutely. And you know what? I'm really interested in diving into a couple of those areas because I recently was at one of our Beachwood Chamber of Commerce meetings, and Sharon Rose, I think, was there as a co-chair for SCORE. And she just did a wonderful job of really explaining what that mentorship program is about, because small businesses go into business, especially now with this whole change in the gig economy and people wanting to get side businesses and gig jobs and come up with creative ways to really gain revenue from their passion. But the thing is initially the passion's there, and then it's the onset of, wait a minute, I got to turn this into a revenue stream, and I really have to find a mechanism to be able to drive that business forth. How does an SBDC center help make those connections?
Absolutely. Just about the networking that we do, and we try to, have a presence within each community that we're a part of, which is really important because we do then meet successful entrepreneurs that want to mentor, and then we have a whole bunch of entrepreneurs looking for mentors.
Absolutely. And you're connecting them with other organizations that are here throughout Northeast Ohio. You're connecting them with JumpStart. You're connecting them with Bounce. You're providing them opportunities to interconnect with Magnet to find opportunities for developing that product if they don't have it currently developed, if it's still in the idea stage and you're trying to get to that point. And then you're walking them through the networks that are here to be able to enable them to take that idea into commercialization and really start the production of that product line and get them moving forward. Is that right?
Absolutely. We have such a rich network for entrepreneurial resources. And we just, we've done a really good job of learning what each resource does, what they're good, what their strengths are, and when our clients need them. So because we have a confidential relationship with our clients, we work really hard to get to know them. They feel like they can share things with us because we're not allowed to share any information outside of our meetings. So we are an advocate for them, and we're able to meet them where they are and understand their goals and where they want to be, and then, connect them with other resources that are kind of in new areas that they need help with.
Absolutely. And it's not just for that startup. It can be for businesses that are even established, correct?
Yes, absolutely. We love working with established businesses. We love working with any where you are in the entrepreneurial, journey. We love to work with you. We have the tools, we have the workshops, the education for you. But we do support existing businesses. We help scale, grow. When there are issues, we help to talk through them, connect them with other resources. We have a tool that we use all the time. It's a very visual tool called the Growth Wheel that we go through every single area of the business. We can create to-do lists that are matched with each area of the business, and worksheets to work through. So we're really focused on existing businesses to help keep them going. It's very hard, to keep your business growing and successful in this day and age, and we're there to help.
Absolutely. And I'm interested in learning more about that growth wheel. I assume that kind of takes them through the strategic plan of their business, really sets guidance to how they're going to finance, how they're going to look at the operations of the business, how they're going to get into the regulatory compliances that they need to deal with, and then enables them to start putting structure to all of those elements, because it's so hard as a business owner today. You're a one-person shop sometimes until you're really starting to grow. And then once you bring those employees on, you're dealing with some other complexities. So the SBDC's system is really to capture them from where they are today and start developing that plan. Is that correct?
Absolutely. There's really no one guide that we use. It's a very customized advising. We meet you where you are, and we don't expect a business owner to come in knowing everything. Obviously, we know that you wear many hats as a small business owner, and we're really there to support and to connect and to help.
And that's a good point that you meet them where they are, because I think sometimes it's actually more helpful if they invite you to their company.
Yes.
You get to really see the operations, better understand the complexities of what they're dealing with, and it kind of helps you probably in your framework to understand how you can position the company better to be able to move them in the direction that they need to be.
100%. We've actually changed our model. We do have office space at Cleveland State University, but we really like to be a part of the community. In the past, we were housed at the Cleveland Heights Public Library. And although we are no longer at that space, we do take part in a great relationship with the Van Aken area, where we have a co-working space we hang out in, so that people can get to us with free parking, and we do spend a lot of time going to our clients' businesses, sitting down behind the scenes, and actually looking at their whole production, tasting their products, which is the fun part of it, or looking at their products and things like that. But it's really helpful to see, the whole picture, instead of just expecting them to come to our office and sit down over a desk to get these things worked out. We are there with our clients.
That's fantastic. And I know one of the things I always hear from businesses is, I need financing and assistance, correct?
Yes.
So I assume that you help them on the planning side to really make sure that they're prepared for seeking financing. But tell me a little bit more about how that process works.
Yeah. And actually, just like I said before, it's very customized to the individual. We work with startups to get their business plan together, to make sure it's a great narrative and it tells the entire story of the person that's starting the business and the business itself. But we also help them with the financial projections, because we all know that bankers want to see, is this business going to make money? So most bankers expect a business plan and 3 years financial projections. So we help to kind of work through those numbers. It also helps the business owner when they're working on the business plan and projections to say, is this going to work? Is this feasible? Do I have too many expenses? Do I need to sell more? What pricing am I going to set my products at? So we really work them through all of that. By that point, they're ready to go and have that conversation with their banker. Although we do suggest that they have initial conversations early on with their bankers. Bankers are great people. They want to have that. This is what we are expecting from you. This is what we need, to go further in the financing. But there are some of our clients that we call them not bankable at the time, due to maybe credit or a newer business that might not get financed by a bank because they're just not ready to get that startup financing. So there are other micro lenders that we can send them to, credit unions, different funds throughout the cities. So that's why we really like to have that individual relationship with our clients, so that we can get to know them, what will work for them, and help them to guide.
Absolutely. No, that's fantastic. And it's interesting because there are other avenues out there for businesses to explore. There's also assistance that I know that you've offered on the minority business side to be able to get them into some contracting opportunities. I know you talked a little bit about that. I'm familiar. I was actually at a networking event, and one of the chamber members had come up to me and said to me that their business had really started when they engaged with SCORE, because it enabled them to start getting their MBE and EDGE certifications together, which are the minority business certifications necessary to be able to go after larger contracts. And from that engagement that they had with SCORE, they were really then able to get some contracts with the Ohio Department of Transportation and be able to start developing their reputation in that area. And it just snowballed, enabling them to bring on more employees and take on more contracts. And I think that's the area that the SBDC really it's their strength, is bringing companies in, recognizing the key areas for which those companies aren't thinking about right now that may relate to future profitability, or even looking at their market analysis to better understand what are the key areas that I need to focus on to be able to generate new customers.
Absolutely.
And is that something that you continue to work with them on a customized standpoint as well?
So when they're ready for that, it's like you said, we really understand and can help them to create growth strategies. And part of that could be government contracting. It could be exporting. And we're lucky enough to have centers that are, funded by some of our same funders and that really focus on that. So for example, the government contracting, it used to be called the Procurement Technical Assistance Center, PTAC, but it has a new name. And
Apex
is
that it?
the name.
Gotcha.
Yes. Thank you for reminding me, because it kind of fled my mind for a minute. But anyways, they are there to work with them, step by step to get them into government contracting, to get them into the system, to understand how to answer to the RFPs and things like that. And we can help as well. That is their specialty, but we can help along the way, help them with the things they need to get together, with their pitches, with looking at the pricing when they do bid. We can really help them along the way.
It's really like you're creating that team. You're bringing the people together, bringing them to the table. And you're not just bringing them for the fact of putting together that plan. You're actually bringing the resources that come along with that. Because I know both those directors of APEX and the Export Assistance Program have financial resources that enable those companies to be able to work through that process as well. In fact, I've often talked about the Export Center and the ability that companies have to be able to look creatively at those external markets that are out there, identify opportunities within those markets, and then take it to production, right? Take it to a sale within those market areas. And oftentimes that does mean that you have to conform or change a little bit of your packaging, maybe modify your product a little bit to be able to sell in that new market. And there's grants and assistance that are there to support them.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I think there's other ways too that you can creatively find avenues to be able to support the business without them having to put a lot of financial assistance into what they're doing related to the growth of the plan. Is that right?
Yes. And we always try to help them, if you can save money, our small businesses need to save money. And they need their cash flow. So we really try to help them understand their minimum viable product and different ways that they can not cut corners, but save money and do it in a bootstrapping type way rather than thinking they need to hire firms or they need to, do expensive things at times when they really shouldn't be spending that money.
Absolutely. And you're working with companies of a variety of sizes, like we talked about. I know just going through the client list that you have on your website, it was so impressive to see some of the companies that were there. And some of those are local here. I guess they're all local here within our community, but some of them have really grown. Luna Bakery and Cleveland Outpost. I mean, those are great locations, great businesses. And what would you say is kind of the threshold for where you take a business to? I mean, I look at programs like the Goldman Sachs program, 10,000 Businesses program. There's a certain revenue point that you want to get into to go into that program. And there's a few others that are here in the area as well. Do you kind of build companies up to the point where they're then starting to go into some of these other programs?
Yes.
Okay, that's fantastic. Yeah. And here at Tri-C Corporate College, which is just located right here in the Beachwood, Harvard area, they have some wonderful programming also that helps guide businesses into 4 different phases, kind of the discovery phase, which is the initial, and then fosters them into the growth phase, and then all the way through to succession planning. So I assume that you connect them with some of these other resources as well, if they are truly wanting to further educate themselves in their profession.
We do. And we can help them with the research on that. We can always help to understand, like I said, meet them where they are and then help them grow and achieve the goals that they want to achieve. The nice thing about Cleveland is there is such a rich network of entrepreneurial resources. And so, just really depending on where they want to go and what they want to do, there's usually a resource out there that can help them and support them.
And what's the best way for businesses to connect with you?
Well, we have a great website that you can register as a client and find our workshops. All of our workshops are via Zoom during lunch hour to be helpful at www.csusbdc.com. You could call me, email me. So anything,
you're so accessible every time.
We really are. And that's one thing I really love about our center. We say we're small but mighty. All of our clients get a call back and we can get them in to see us within 1 to 2 weeks. So we're really, open and excited to meet new clients, bring them on and get them started.
Well, I know I refer companies to you on a regular, consistent basis. I just got a call yesterday from a company that was looking for some advice and suggested that they reach out to you. So I hope to continue our partnership. I know on our Beachwood One Stop Resource Center, which is a virtual platform here within the city of Beachwood, you can connect with the SBDC, and there's a number of other resources there that can enable the growth of your company. So I encourage businesses to please check out the One Stop Resource Center, connect with the local Small Business Development Center, connect with SCORE and your mentoring programs that are available there, and look for other avenues that are here within the community to continue to build on your business and the growth of your company. With that, I want to thank you, Katie, for joining me today.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. And look forward to our partnership going forward. So please keep in touch with the Beachwood Compass podcast. We definitely want to see you back. Thank you.